Welcome, Unity Community, to this beautiful virtual celebration. We are so happy to have you here. We welcome all of you, no matter who you are and where you are, no matter who you love and how you love, no matter what the color of your skin, all of you, wherever you come from, you are welcome here. We hold you in our hearts. Let's say our mission statement together. We are a vibrant, welcoming, multi-generational, prosperous community, embodying love and awakening spiritual consciousness. Let's take it to Soulshine.
Feedback going on, but we're going to get that fixed. Good morning, everybody. We're going to start with a Karen Drucker song. I set my love over the mountains, and it returns to me. Here you go. I set my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love, sing, love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. One more time, I send my love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. It returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me. God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. All is beautiful. All is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. All is well. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. Namaste. All is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. Is beautiful. All is well. All is beautiful. All is well.
Thank you, Soulshine. So now we turn to celebrations, and we have at our celebration desk Naomi. So let's take it to you.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
Woohoo!
Every Sunday when we have celebrations, that song gets stuck in my head. So I am so excited to be here. My name's Naomi Steele. I'm your surprise host today. And our first celebration is that Claire and Kevin Kubota are on a road trip. And while we're going to miss them dearly, we're thankful that they have this time away to rejuvenate and regenerate. And we're going to have surprise hosts for celebrations every Sunday. And we do have a slot open still. So if that's something that is on your heart that you want to contribute, then reach out and let us know, and we'll squeeze you in. And this morning, we are celebrating with all creatures, great and small, for the rain. Last Sunday, you'll remember Claire wore all blue to call in the water energy and the rain energy, and that came in strong. I drove in this morning with clear blue skies, no smoke, so we are so thankful for that. And then personally, I'm celebrating spirit groups starting up this fall. So if you have completed spirit group host training and that's a desire of your heart, reach out, because this is my favorite time of year. We're going to start with celebrations from our community. And Mary Faye is celebrating a new companion, an 11-week-old puppy named Emmy Lou Snickerdoodle. She's a mini Aussie doodle, and she's pure joy, and she can't wait to share her with us and us with her. And Joanne Pasmore, she's celebrating being able to ride her new bike for the first time yesterday in clear skies. Oh, an e-bike. That's what it was, an e-bike. It's so great to see blue skies and the sun again. And Victor is celebrating the Tampa Lightning playing for Lord Stanley's Cup. Does anyone want to tell me what sport that is? What is it? Ice hockey. There we go. Thank you. Dave is celebrating Happy Rosh Hashanah. And Patrick Frayne is celebrating being sore from working on the labyrinth with Jim, Pam, and Penny. Good to be sore because I still have muscles. Thanks, guys. It was a lot of fun. And Tarika is celebrating. Today is my celebration that I take the courage to dwell in calm. I breathe into my heart the pain and suffering of our forests on fire, homes destroyed, and people in deep distress. And I breathe out trust in life and in the power of transformation, bringing friends, family, and communities together in creative unity and solutions and support. And great, Dave is celebrating again. His daughter, Grace, is stoked as she is hired as a swim teacher at Juniper Swim and Fitness. Mita is celebrating her dad getting to come be with her for the first time in 13 years. And we are celebrating Mita's birthday today. And Jane is celebrating fantastic week of CE classes. 12 to 17 people in each class, ranging from all over our country. And I think that's everything. Back to you, Jane.
So now we move into prayer, and you know that there are the prayer claim forms. If you click on more, if you're on Facebook, in the description, you'll be able to see it. It might be right in front of you, too. It's hard for me to describe it when I'm not looking at it, but find that prayer claim and fill it out, because it's important that we pray together. And I want to talk a little bit about prayer. So I have some props. I got this an email from a friend who shared something that came from Mike Dooley. I don't know, some of you have seen his thoughts from the universe. And this one was saying that, get it straight, that no matter what you do, you're never going to hit the home run. That's not your job. Your job is to throw the ball. Pitch it out into the universe, and the universe will hit it and come back. And so That's a great message about surrender, but I want to talk about it a little bit in terms of unity, especially since I've just spent a whole week, 4 hours a day, listening to Paul Hasselbeck. If my mind wasn't correct on the unity way of thinking about it, it is now. So the thing to remember is the ball is like our desires, and when we have a desire, yes, we are tossing that out, but the desire comes from who we are. We are love. Desire is a form of love, and we are expressing our love through desire, putting it into form. And then comes the bat. Well, who is the batter? It's not a God that's outside of us. It's not the universe, which is a New Age way of saying God, but with the same consciousness. The bat and we are one, but it's not our ego self. So the part of us that feels like, oh, I don't have what I need, I can't do anything, blah, 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 all of that consciousness that we so readily get into is not the truth of us. The truth of us is the unlimited, the infinite, the batter who tops all batters. It's because it's a power, it's not a person. It's an energy. It's the manifestation that comes, the creation energy that we all have access to. And that's the thing that's so fabulous about unity, is recognizing that it's not outside of us. And the things that we want, that we claim for ourselves, they come from the greatness of us. What prayer does, it's a technology that helps us shift our consciousness from small me who doesn't have, or I look out and see small you who doesn't have, to the greatness of who we are, all of us, so that when I look at you, it's like namaste. The God in me sees the God in you, because that's who we are. We are the light that shines everywhere, and there is nothing that is outside of our possibility. So let's take that idea and put it into song.
Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I am. I am. Breathe in and know I am. Be still and know I am. Let go and know I am. I am. I
So we hold all of our intentions now in prayer, knowing that we collectively are creating the world that we want for each one of us. We are love, loving all that is, and loving it into wholeness. And let's claim together, love is our ultimate reality, everywhere present and whole. It radiates abundantly and continually creates good in my life and in the world. As we gratefully acknowledge the presence and power of love now, we see the people and circumstances we hold in prayer, healed and illumined by love. And so it is. And I want to introduce to you, right now we have a guest musician, and we are so excited. She is a part of our community, but she hasn't been with us for a while for circumstances she will explain. But she is somebody who has a fabulous, fabulous voice and spirit. Megan Flanagan is someone who some of you will recognize from local theater in town where she has performed. She's such an amazing actress, and then she just knocks it out of the park with her voice. She will live forever in my grandson's eyes as Ursula the Sea Witch. He went to the Little Mermaid in a panic that there was going to be a witch, and he was so afraid of seeing the witch, and when she came on it, he didn't even know it was the witch, and the next thing you know, he's in her arms after the play because she was so amazing. So Ursula the Sea Witch, a.k.a. Megan Flanagan, comes to us now to celebrate in song.
Thank you, Jane. It's been almost 2 years since I've been with you today. For those of you that know me, you know it's because I was diagnosed and in treatment for Lyme disease. I'm incredibly grateful to be here this morning. This song is called Head Above Water, and it was composed by Avril Lavigne, who also has Lyme disease. When you're in treatment for Lyme, it's absolutely brutal, and unfortunately, the treatment can be even tougher than the illness. This song was written in the darkest moments when Avril feared for her life, and it's something that I greatly relate to. So if you are in a place where you can't quite see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're not sure how you're going to go on, I hope the song brings you hope, as much hope it has brought me. I gotta keep the calm before the storm. I don't want less, I don't want more. Must bar the windows and the doors to keep me safe, to keep me warm. Yeah, my life is what I'm fighting for. Can't part the sea, can't reach the shore. And my voice becomes the driving force. Won't let this pull me overboard. So God, keep my head above water, don't let me drown. It gets harder, I'll meet you there at the altar as I fall down to my knees. So don't let me drown, drown, drown. Don't let me drown, drown, drown. So pull me up from down below, 'cause I'm underneath the undertow. Come dry me off and hold me close. I need you now and I need you most. So God, keep my head above water, don't let me drown. It gets harder, I'll meet you there at the altar as I fall down to my knees. So don't let me drown, drown, drown. Don't let me drown, drown, drown. Don't let me drown. Keep my head above water, above water. And I can't see in this stormy weather, and I can't seem to keep it all together, and I can't swim in the ocean like this forever, and I God, keep my head above water. I lose my breath at the bottom. Come rescue me. I'll be waiting. I'm too young to fall asleep. So God, keep my head above water. Don't let me drown. It gets harder. I'll meet you there at the altar as I fall down to my knees. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Keep my head above water, above water. Thank you so much.
Wow. That was so, so beautiful and heartfelt. And I know that there are some of you out there who were feeling every word of Megan's song because you're in that same place that Avril and Megan have known. And right now you're just wondering, how can I hold on? How can I keep my head above the water? Maybe your home has been lost and you don't know what's next. Maybe you're dealing with illness. Maybe there's something happening to beloveds in your life that you have no power to heal. There is so much going on. There's always so much going on, and it seems like right now, 2020 has been the year of what? There's more? There's so much going on, and we don't know how to go on. There's a Rumi poem that says in part, eventually, it's like the man in the ocean holding on to the piece of wood. Eventually, the man and the ocean and the wood are all one swaying being. Love. Eventually, we find a way to shift our consciousness from the I'm drowning to recognizing who we are. Ram Dass talks about when he sits with the dying, or he talked about when he sits with the dying, how his job is just to have an open heart and be in that space with the one who is letting go. And to be in that space of open heart with the family who are usually in a state of great distress at the letting go. But he felt that his job was just to know that love is all that is true. And to be in a peaceful space holding that knowing. And I think that of all the things that I thought about that I want to say and may say, the number one thing is to remember love. It's our identity. It's our power. We bring it to everything. And in the moment when we don't know if we can go on, it's important to realize that maybe we won't. Maybe we won't go on in this form. We won't go on in this circumstance because this circumstance is transitory. It's in the changing realm. But we will go on as love. Nothing will ever change that. And we have to be able to switch our focus from the circumstances that are giving us so much concern and grief and turn it to our identity, which is love. And I know that's not easy. So one of the ways that we can do that is through being present. Much of our suffering is because we're out in the future worrying about what's going to happen. Or we're in the past resenting what did happen. And if we can be right here in this moment, usually this moment, it's okay. This moment. Whether I'm facing death, I'm facing homelessness, this moment, I get to breathe. This moment, I have the opportunity to remember that I am love. In this moment, I have the opportunity to love someone, to send love out into the energy field. This moment. Being present also means being present to the circumstances that are surrounding me in this moment. And the feelings that those circumstances prompt. So in the moment, if I am feeling fear, I'm feeling it somewhere in my body. And I need to attend to my own body. Where is that fear? And what does it feel like? And to be present with it, the way I would be present with a child who is scared. I wouldn't say to the child, get out of here and come back when you have a smile on your face. I wouldn't say that. I would hold that child. And maybe I could make the fear better. And maybe I couldn't. Maybe the child is afraid of something that I have no opportunity to make better. And we're in that situation right now. Many of our children are afraid. They're afraid they're not going to get to see their friends. They're afraid they're not going to get to go to school. They're afraid that this unknown disease that's floating around is going to get them or get someone else. And if this is my child, I can't say to that child, oh no, it'll be all right, because I don't know that. The only thing I can say with certainty is I'm right here. I'm right here with you. And you are so much more than this fear. You are so much more than this circumstance. We are here together in this moment. And so I have to say that to my body as well. I have to say that to the fears and the anger and whatever it is that's coming up in my body. When it's outside of me, then it feels overwhelming. What am I going to do? It's all around me, and I'm picking up the energy of other people's feelings. But when I bring my attention to my own body, then I am bigger than the fear or the anger or whatever it might be. It's contained inside of me, and it helps me to understand that I have sovereignty over it. But my sovereignty is not about saying, get out of here. My sovereignty is about love. I am the love that creates. And so I love the sensation, even if I don't like it, and I probably don't. I love the one who is holding the sensation. The Buddhists have a practice they call bodhicitta. And bodhicitta means the awakened heart. And what they do in bodhicitta is be present to what is, just like what I'm talking about. They are present to what is in compassion and love. All of the suffering that is out there that I am aware of, I have the opportunity through bodhicitta to just be conscious of it, to love it, to not resist it. And in that non-resistance, in that acceptance of it just as it's showing up, for whatever reason it's happening, which usually I don't get to know. In doing that, I create a peace that permeates the world. The Hebrew Bible, which I just got finished the delightful week of immersion in 2nd Isaiah, it talks about the suffering servant. It was a new concept that came through because after the Babylonian exile, when people were able to return, they returned to a devastated Jerusalem. The world that these people, the returnees, had grown up as children hearing about from those who had been exiled from Jerusalem. They built it up in their minds. It was like going to Disneyland. It was such a beautiful place. It was everything. And they came back, and it was nothing. Everything was still leveled. There was nothing there. And they were devastated. They had no idea what to do. Today is the last day of Rosh Hashanah. And Rosh Hashanah celebrates the year that has gone by and the dreams of the year that will come. So they were in a place of having to live Rosh Hashanah. What had been was no more. In this moment, they were like in Ecclesiastes, just chasing the wind. They were aware that everything is fleeting. There is nothing in the material world that we get to hold on to that remains the same. It's all fleeting. Vanity of vanities, says Ecclesiastes. And he's considered a pessimist, but really, he's a realist. It's true. We don't get to hold on to the air. We don't get to hold on to the stuff. The only thing we get to hold on to is our true identity, which is love. And we must remember that. And so as we look forward to the dreams of the years to come, we look forward from a place of our truth. Not, I hope this will be over soon, but from our truth, what are we creating? What is it that is in our power to create? We can create love. So the suffering servant was a concept that 2nd Isaiah came up with in response to this devastation and the despair of the people. And he had the idea that maybe the mission of Israel was not to be a blessing to all people through being this grand and glorious temple and city. Maybe it was to be a blessing to all people as a suffering servant, as a nation who could take the consciousness of those who suffered, who could experience suffering and not resist and not retaliate, to allow ourselves to take on the pain that is in this world, to take it in. It's a practice that the Buddhists call Tonglen, and we're going to do that meditation a little later. We take in that suffering without resisting it. We accept it. We love the suffering, not like, but love. We hold it in our hearts, and we send back out love into the world, knowing that love is healing. When Jesus healed those who were broken in so many ways, they were sick, they were tormented, they were grieving for the sins that they felt they had committed. When he healed them because he only saw the light that they were. He did not see their brokenness. He gave no authority to their story of brokenness. He only saw life. He only saw love. Because he knew that this material plane was ephemeral, just passing, not truth. And he drew his strength from what he referred to as the Father, the source, the truth, the light and the love that does not change, that is accessible always for us. That we, as that light, as that love, always get to exercise. He knew that, and from there, he created miracles. When Mother Teresa worked with the untouchables in India, people asked her, "How are you able to do this?" Because the people were in terrible shape. And most people would not want to get near them, like they'd get some of it on them somehow. And she did not have that attitude. She said, "When I look at them, all I see is my beloved." For her, that was Jesus. And if we translate that in unity speak, it was the all, the love that is everywhere. That's what she saw. Soon it will be Halloween. Who knows if there will be trick-or-treaters this year. But in the past, when trick-or-treaters come to our door, we see the costumes. But even if we pretend like, "Oh my goodness, it's a monster," we don't think it's a monster. We know it's a child. We know the person who is disguised in all of these costumes is a person. It's not their disguise. But we forget that when we look out at the world. We look out at the world and we see these disguises. We see people who are acting hatefully. We see people who are in poverty. We see people who are lonely. We look in the mirror and we see our own disguises. But they are not truth. And so our mission is to wake up our consciousness and embody love and see only love. Love is why we are here. This is what matters. I know there is so much out in the world that gets us upset. I have my own things. I was on a rant yesterday about some circumstances in politics and fears about what would happen next. And I gave myself a little time to rant. But I can't stay there, because if I stay there, all my energy just goes, and I become part of the problem. I am seeing the other as separate from me. And my task is to see the other as expressions of love. Maybe clouded expressions, because they're not in touch with it themselves. Think about people, for example, the young men who are just involved in hate. They're skinheads or just white supremacists. They're doing hateful things in this world. But there was a time when these young men or somebody's beautiful baby, somebody's little boy, somebody's dream. And we don't know how they forgot who they are, but they forgot. They didn't change who they are. There's the African tribe that has the custom of the whole village comes around the one who is misbehaving and sings to that one their cradle song, the song of their birth, of who they came here to be. It's a song of remember who you are. And that is our task. Only through love will we get to heal this world. So right now we're going to practice that. There's a meditation called Tonglen out of the Buddhist tradition. And it's about taking and sending. And so as we breathe in, we take in the pain and the suffering of the world. We take in the misguided ideas of the world. And as we breathe out, we send out love. As we take in those ideas, imagine that our hearts are like the blue sky. And even though clouds come and fill the blue sky, or smoke comes and fills the blue sky is bigger. It's bigger. The smoke might last for what seems like forever, but it doesn't last forever because it isn't truth. Only truth lasts forever. So the metaphorical blue sky of truth is who we are. And so we can take anything in without harming ourselves, because who we are cannot be harmed. Who we are is the infinite blue sky. And as we breathe out blue sky. We breathe out love. We breathe out peace. We breathe out remember. So whatever it is right now that may be foremost in your mind, it might be the misbehavior of a certain person that is personal in your life. It may be your own misbehavior. It may be the forests. It may be Black Lives Matter and all the protests and the cruelty that we have subjected our black brothers and sisters to over the centuries. Whatever the suffering is that is out there, I invite you now in the silence to breathe it in and let it fill the blue sky of you and dissipate inside the blue sky. And then as you breathe out blue sky. Breathe out love and light and truth. So let's practice that together now in the silence. let's just finish by being blue sky.
The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing more that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's very hard to leave behind the life we knew. But there's no other way, and now it's really up to you. Love is the key we must turn. The truth is the flame we must burn. The freedom, the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know what I mean?
That is so beautiful. Thank you. Love is an opening door, and we always have the choice to walk through it. Thank you so much for that song and for being here. Thanks to all of you for being here with us. And we want to share some of the other ways that you can join with us. Tonight, Elizabeth Brady is hosting the health and wellness presentation, and there is a link that's in our calendar. It's the link that is just for tonight. So. Okay. The unwelcome things that come to our doors. We just love them and keep on going. Anyway, one of the ways to deal with all of the difficulties that is out there is through joy. And so Elizabeth is her title is Align the Spine with Song and Rhyme. So it's going to be really fun. And if you're up for fun and joy, as opposed to just focusing on misery, then please come tonight. It's from 6:30 to 7:30 on Zoom. And then on Tuesday evening, you can gather at 5, but at 6 o'clock, the ceremony begins for our autumn equinox celebration. And it's going to be really beautiful. It's going to be a combination of Native American tradition and Celtic tradition. We have someone new to the community who is a Celtic priest, and she is going to lead that part of the ceremony. So I'm working with Nico to see if there's a way to get that on camera so that those of you who aren't able to be there will still have a chance to watch it. But I hope that a lot of you will be there. And it's also our 2nd anniversary of being in this building, so we're going to celebrate that. If you haven't been out yet to see the labyrinth and that area out there, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And I want to give a real shout out to Penny Chapin-Zygon, who's been here every day, even in the smoke, to Pamela Matthews, to Lisa Gottwalt, who have done the lion's share of preparing this space. But Jim Pasmore and Pat Frayne and Lisa and Derek Jacobson, they were also there helping on Saturday. It would be wonderful. There's still more work to do, and it would be wonderful if some of the rest of you would get involved in that, because this is a beautiful and sacred space. And I know that you all want to be here in this room, but that room out there in the beautiful outdoors is very sacred, and we can share that space together. You have to wear a mask, you have to social distance, but it's going to be a beautiful ceremony. So this Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Also, we have some more Zoom classes for SEE credit, but you don't have to be on a path to ministry or LUT licensing to take the class. You just have to be interested in the class, and you'll get to meet people from around the country, as we saw. It's so inspiring to realize that you're part of a movement that is so much bigger than just our community. So there's a class that I'll be teaching in self-awareness. It starts on the 28th, on Monday evening. It's a 5-week class. I'm going to be doing a prosperity class, and my intention with this is to really dig in with these teachings so that people they stop struggling with prosperity and just live it. So if you would like that, sign up for that class. There's an overview of Christian scriptures class coming up that Dick Wolgamott is going to be teaching all the way from Bainbridge Island. So please, and there are other classes that are coming up. I know Beth Welton Miller has a class. I don't have the details yet, but I'll share those when I do. I know that there will be some spirit groups, and we'll share those as we have them. But get onto the calendar and really participate in this community, because that's how we make it grow. So let's go into our thankfulness now. This is a time to just be present in gratitude for who we are, for all that everyone gives. We are so grateful. We are so grateful for the people who show up here week after week, creating this celebration for you. We are so grateful to all of the people who week after week are on Facebook watching so that we're not just putting it out into the air with no one there. We are so grateful for all those of you who continue to support this community financially. I know that your support comes from a place of love. You love who we are together, and you want to see this message of spiritual awakening and love just permeate this whole cosmos. And it starts right here with the part that is ours to do. We support this community. So let's just celebrate that in song. We are so blessed.
I am so
Blessed.
I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
All of these offerings that you have made by texting or online or through the mail, we hold all of these offerings in this virtual basket of love and appreciation. And we say together, from the love of pure spirit within us, we bless these gifts. They are evidence of our faith and belief. They do good work in this world and return to us abundantly. And so it is. And now let's say the prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Because I am. Let's sing that truth.
The light of God surrounds me. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love of God. The power of God protects me. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever I am, God is. Because I am. Because I am.
The password is unity. Get on there and see your friends.